In this video, we're going to take a look at online classes at Logan College. The first thing I'd like to do is take you to the Logan College homepage, and we're going to look at a few items there. First of all, if you look here, there's an online learning link in the yellow bar across the top of the homepage. Then on the left, under Quick References, there is a link that says Blackboard/Moodle. Here at Logan College, we currently have two learning management systems. One is Blackboard, which has been around for a few years now. The other is Moodle. And Moodle is just in a pilot program here, and about a third of the classes are currently using Moodle. But where I'd actually like to start with you in this session is to go down here to Class Schedule. Because first of all, before you can get started in the online classes, you need to see what courses are available. And then once we look at where you find that information, we'll start looking at more of the information about how you get into the learning management system, get an account, and those kinds of things. So let's go here. We'll click on Class Schedule. That'll bring you to the current course catalogs that are available. And we're going to go down here to Spring 2010 Class Schedule. That's the next one available at this time. I'm going to go ahead and click on it. And what we want to do is we want to scroll down this page until we get to Course Offerings, which is right here. Now, under Course Offerings, you would just want to scroll through, and I teach history classes, so let's go look at those. In addition to teaching history classes, I'm also one of the administrators for Blackboard and for Moodle. But we'll look at that information here in just a little bit. So currently I'm teaching History 201 and History 202. And you'll notice the first column in the course schedule is the section number. Now, courses here at Logan College that are online are going to be listed as a V1 class for completely online. That means that the class can meet up to 3 times in the classroom or have 3 tests in the learning lab or something, any combination of those types of meetings. There's also hybrid courses. Those courses meet more often on campus. They can meet up to 8 times. Obviously, they'd meet more than 3 or they'd be a virtual course. But they can meet up to 8 times on campus, and then the rest of the material would be done online. So you'll notice here under History 201 we have a section V1, so that's the My Online course, and you'll notice here that it says no campus visits. And I do not require any campus visits for my courses. You'll find a lot of them that way, but you will find some that do have some mandatory class visits. Sometimes it's just an orientation, or maybe it's to take an exam, a midterm, or say a final. So first, like I said, we'll go here and we've got our courses. So I know I can register for this one. I've got History 202, which is a V1 course. If you want to see all of them together, we can go back to this page, and below the off-campus offerings we have a listing here for online courses and telecourses. If you click on that, you're going to see all the courses here together. Now, the online courses do have a fee associated with them that helps pay for the learning management system and other costs incurred with delivering classes online. So that fee is $20, and it's per course that you take online. Now, there's another type of course. The standard face-to-face classes may have a Blackboard supplement, and those classes are not going to be indicated in any additional way within the course schedule. You'll find that information out from your instructor. So we will not really address those other than how you can get enrolled in them. But if you want to see all the online classes together, you'd click on this link, come to this page, and you have all those courses here together. The hybrids and the virtual completely online classes are all listed together. And currently there are about 6 pages of courses here. The last one is a list of telecourses, and fall 2009 is the last semester for telecourses. So let's go ahead and scroll back up here, and you'll notice here are my 2 history courses, and those are the only listings under history. So now that you know where to find the courses, let's see what the next step is. So we'll go back here to the home page. And before we actually go in and log into the course management system, I want to show you a page that's a really good resource, and you should be aware of it. If you click on the online learning link here, this is going to give you links to a Blackboard login, the Moodle login, also a place to create a Blackboard account, or excuse me, the Blackboard orientation. There is a Moodle orientation, and anybody who enrolls in a course that is on Moodle, you'd be automatically put into the orientation. That doesn't mean you have to complete it, but you're automatically enrolled in it, because that is one of the differences between the 2 course management systems here on campus, is that Blackboard, you create your own account, and we'll look at that process, and then you enroll in your own courses within the Blackboard platform. Now that's separate than when you go to WebLink to enroll online for the classes, so you're really enrolling through admissions, and then they have what is called enrollment within Blackboard, which just puts you into the course site, and that gets a little confusing to some users. Now with Moodle, any classes you have that are in Moodle, you're automatically enrolled in those classes within 24 hours of enrollment, and that would be during a late enrollment period. If you enroll early on, the courses are not available. They're not made available by the instructors until classes start. So while you may have been put into that class, in Moodle it will not appear for you until classes start, the first day of classes. Same thing with Blackboard. You may not be able to enroll in that class until the first day of classes, because instructors are on vacation up until that first day of class. And if they open their courses earlier, they would be expected to be responding to students before school ever starts. Now, a lot of them will respond. If you do have questions, you can find their email addresses, the name of the instructor, and that kind of information on the website. It's listed in the course schedule, and then you can go to the website to find out what their email address is or their phone number. Okay, so those are the links to the learning management system. Now under student services, we have academic advisement. That's your regular advisor. And then we also have online student services. And this link provides some information to different kinds of resources. Once again, if you have problems, it indicates you should contact Steve McLaughlin here. He's the director of distance learning and one of the Blackboard administrators. There's also some information here on online tutoring and other types of information. So you should come check this page out and see what a useful resource that is. Now, WebLink, sometimes people get a little confused about the enrollment process. If you enroll yourself online, you use WebLink to go in, get your schedule, those kinds of things. Now, you enroll in the class here, you pay your fees, but then in Blackboard, like I said, you have to actually go in once the course is open and go in and enroll in the course site. And we will look at that process in just a minute. Okay, the other resources here's another direct link to those online courses, the course schedule. There's also a software downloads page here. Here you'll find some useful resources or useful plugins that you may need for some of your classes. Flash video players are really popular. You'll have a lot of Flash video available, and depending on the course. Adobe Reader, you will probably be needing this if you don't already have it on your computer. You can download it here. We do recommend that instructors put out their course materials in PDF format so it's easily accessible, so everybody doesn't have to have Microsoft Word or some other program to read that material. So we encourage them to use PDF quite a bit. Audacity is a program that you can do to make audio recordings if you're in a speech class, or several other classes have students record audio to submit back in. Then we have Internet Explorer 7. We should be upgrading this to Internet Explorer 8. The only problem is there are a couple issues with Internet Explorer 8 compatibility with Blackboard. You need to put the browser into compatibility mode, and that information is available on our help page, which we'll look at here in a minute. IrfanView is an image manipulation program, so if you need to resize images, digital photographs and the like, or you need to resize, edit them in any way, this is a really good program, and once again it's free. Microsoft viewers, we have Microsoft Word and PowerPoint viewers here. We've got links to them. Like I said, we do encourage faculty to use PDF format instead of any of these proprietary formats, but you may find that you need to use one of these, and if you don't have Microsoft Word or PowerPoint, this is a great place to come to get that viewer to install on your computer so you can see the files that your professor has put online for you. Mozilla Firefox, that's another web browser. We have really good luck with Firefox. There is one issue as far as being able to upload files. Firefox updates quite a bit, and if you have the automatic update feature on, it will try and update as often as it can, and sometimes that's about once a month. And sometimes when new versions of Firefox comes out, until Blackboard puts out a patch, you're not able to upload files. But you can use Internet Explorer. Google Chrome works well. Also, Safari tends to work well, which is put out by Apple Computer. Blackboard officially does not support anything but Internet Explorer 7 and Firefox 2. Now, Firefox 3.5 is the version that's out currently. It works fine as long as we keep it patched, and we have to do that on a fairly regular basis. And both of our online platforms are hosted by companies offsite. Blackboard is hosted by Blackboard Corporation near Washington, D.C. And our Moodle server is hosted by Remote Learner, which is in Virginia. And so one of the things you'll want to keep in mind is even if the school has an internet outage or something, you can't get to the school website, you can still get to the learning management systems. So you'll want to bookmark a couple sites, and we'll look at those, and I'll tell you which ones you should bookmark. So you can always get to those even if the Logan homepage is down. You don't want to depend on going to the Logan homepage and clicking on Blackboard/Moodle link or the online learning link. You want to have direct links right to those learning management platforms. It'll save you a couple clicks every time you go in. And like I said, if we have an outage here, you'll still have access to your courses. Now, one of the other things here is OpenOffice. That is a free Office product. We have pretty good luck with it. It can open some versions of Microsoft Word documents. It'll also save files out in Office format. Now, this will work really good for you unless you have like a CIS 207 class or CIS 101 or some of the other classes that look at specific Microsoft products. Then you'll definitely need to get that product and not use this. But this will work for most of your standard courses, papers you need to write, those kinds of things. And there's a lot of people here on campus using it. Primo PDF is a free PDF creation software, so if you need to create PDF files, you can download this and install it. QuickTime, occasionally you may run across a video in one of your courses that uses QuickTime, and you can download that right there. Same thing with Real Player. This is becoming less common as a video format, but Flash is pretty much the standard right now. But if you do run across a Real Player, real video file, you can download the player here. And then we've got Zip Genius in case you need to zip some files up and submit them to your professors. There's a couple classes where they do require that you take all your files for a specific assignment, put them together in one zip file, and then upload them. And this, once again, is a free program for your use. So let's go back to the online learning page once again. Telecourses, like I said, those are going away, so we'll just go on past this link. And then the virtual campus, this is kind of a central repository of information about online for the entire state of Illinois. And we're not going to take a look at it right now at this time. So let's go back to the home page and click on the Blackboard/Moodle link. And this is going to take us to the John A. Logan College online portal. Okay, let's look at a few items here on the online portal. First of all, under the main menu here on the left, we have a Create Blackboard account link. We have a Blackboard login link. We have a Create Moodle account link. We have a Moodle login link. We have a site news link, and also free software downloads. That's going to take you to the online download page we looked at just a few minutes ago. Now this Create Moodle account link, this is kind of a trick because we create the accounts in Moodle for you automatically, but we kept getting calls from students wanting to know, saying they couldn't create an account, they wanted to know what their ID and password is. So if you click on the Create Moodle account link, it's going to take you to a place that tells you what your username and password are that are created for you automatically the first time you take a course in Moodle. Now your username is your first name with a dot and then your last name as they appear on your schedule or within WebLink. So if your name is Marcus and you go by Mark, it will be your real name. If Marcus is what's in it, the student information system, that's what we use. It'll be just the way it appears on your schedule or anything you receive, like report cards or bills or anything from the college. So your password is your student ID number. Now, this is not your social security number. This is your student ID number. Once again, that will be on your schedule. It will be on bills and other things you receive from the college, so you can easily find it there. So when you go to get into your courses the first time, best thing you can do is have your schedule in front of you, and you'll have all the information you need to get logged in to Moodle. Now, you do have to actually create an account in Blackboard, and we'll look at that in just a minute. Now, below that, we have the course categories. Moodle orientation. There's a link here to the orientation. The fall 2009 classes. Those are here. You're going to see a few more things here than you'll actually see when you log in, because I'm logged in as an administrator and I see more things than what the average person is going to see. So to find your courses, you're not going to actually have to go in and enroll in them. And what you have, you'll have one of these blocks like this called My Courses. And it will have all the courses that you are enrolled in Moodle, plus the orientation, which I said previously, you're automatically enrolled in that orientation when we put you into the courses. Once again, that does not mean you have to complete it. You only have to complete it if you want to, or if your instructor requires that you complete it as part of the process of taking that class. Okay, on the right hand side we have a calendar, and if I go back here to September, I want to show you a couple things here. You'll see some dates in green. Those dates are holidays. Those are campus events, and you'll notice we've got the last day withdrawal was September 7th. They get 100% to refund of your tuition. And then once again on the 7th we had a holiday. So if I mouse over that, it tells me it was a Labor Day holiday. So if you see something on the calendar, mouse over it and it'll pop up automatically and tell you what those dates are and what is happening on that date. Now in your courses, that may be an assignment that you have due or something like that. The John A. Logan College news block, this is the same feed that's on the home page at the bottom. And then here you can see students who are, or faculty who are currently online. Now the center port, or part of this page, we have some links out to information about what makes a successful online student. And if we click on that, this is a really good self-study of what makes a good online student. And you can go down through here. They've got 10 different things that they consider. This is from the University of Illinois, the Illinois Online Network. They have 10 characteristics of a good online student. And for each one of those, they tell you why that is a good characteristic to have. Now, if this doesn't describe you, a few of these points, it doesn't mean you're not going to succeed online. What it means is you need to keep these things in your mind as you're going through the course. And a couple of these will be things like, are you self-motivated and self-disciplined, which is number 3. If you're not self-motivated, you tend to procrastinate. You're going to find that you could fall behind very quickly in an online course. So you got to be prepared to come in and actively pursue your course, or you could fall behind because you're not going to a class, 3 times a week or 2 times a week. So you really want to keep up on your work. Also, are you willing to speak up if there a problem arises or you don't understand something? That's point 4 here. If you don't understand something in a class, you need to ask questions. You don't have access face-to-face to the instructor, so you need to email them. Maybe they have a discussion forum that they receive questions or something like that, or call them. They'll tell you what the best way to contact them is. But if a problem arises, if you're having trouble with the learning management system, you need to talk to the help desk about that. There's a link that you can go to do that. So go down through these, look these over, see if these are the characteristics that describe you. If they're not, once again, it doesn't mean that you're not going to make a good online student. What it means is you need to be aware of these things and you need to adjust for them. The second one is a self-evaluation, and this is a similar thing to that first page we just looked at. You go through and you take a little quiz, and it'll give you some feedback about your answers. Now, here under the online course information, we have a link to the online courses. We looked at that earlier from a different link on the main homepage. We have online faculty, online resources, online glossary, and student services. And these are all links out that you should come your first time here, start looking around. You don't have to have an account in either learning management system. You can come here without an ID or a password and look at these resources. And then right below the online course information area, we have a Blackboard information and support. The first is information about the Blackboard orientation. And we'll look at the orientation here in a few minutes. This describes the requirements for the orientation, but we'll talk about those when we get to the orientation itself. The next link is a Blackboard Basics handout. This is a really good handout. Print it out when you go to create your account. Looks like we're having trouble with that link right now. I'll have to check into that. But it's a really good handout. Go through it. It tells you, it goes right through a step-by-step process on how to create an account in Blackboard, how to enroll in your courses, how to get into the orientation, those types of things. Then we also have links here on creating a Blackboard account and enrolling in Blackboard courses. And under creating a Blackboard account, there's a video here. And all you do is you click on it, just click on this link, and it'll play a video and it'll walk you through the entire process of creating a Blackboard account. Now, one thing you want to have for an online class, you definitely want to have a dependable email address, one that you check regularly. And there's a link here, actually a little video here, that walks you through the process. If you don't have an email address or you want to create a new one just for your online classes, this walks you through the process of getting a Gmail account. We don't really care what company you use to get your email. This is just an example. Gmail is pretty popular. They have a lot of other online tools that are useful. So we give you a link here and a video describing how to create a Gmail account. But you definitely want to have an account that you check regularly. You don't want to use an email account that has your spouse's name on it or your parents' name on it. You want to have your own account so when your instructor gets email from you, they know exactly who they're dealing with. And another thing, you want to make sure you use your name on your email account. You don't want to have some witty little email address because it isn't very professional, and you're working through a community college and you're trying to become a professional at some level, and you really need to have an email address that tells who you are. It's best to have your name in the email address, and definitely attach your name to it under the description. That way everybody knows who they're dealing with, and there's nothing like sending an email to your instructor and the instructor having no idea who you are, because there's no indicator. You either didn't sign the email, your name's not in the email address anywhere. They have no idea who they're dealing with at that point. And they may end up not even responding because they're not sure it's even from one of their students. So make sure you have a dependable email address with your name on it. Now, the next thing we have here is the Blackboard Help Desk. You click on here. Blackboard Help, if you have questions about your login not working, have questions about being able to access Blackboard, those types of issues. If it isn't specific questions about course content, you don't want to call Blackboard Help if you're have questions about the syllabus or have questions about a specific assignment. If you're finding that something in Blackboard or Moodle is not working, or you're finding that you're having trouble logging in, you've forgotten what your password is, those kinds of things, you want to contact Blackboard Help Desk for that. And the Blackboard support is centered around the Learning Lab, which is in C228, and the person over there is a Title III coordinator. She's in charge of the whole area where they do testing, and her name is Sharon Johnson. And if she can't handle your questions, if there's more technical issues or maybe something going on in the Blackboard that we need to look at further, then she will bump it up to the Tier 2 support, which consists of Steve McLaughlin, Rick Burkett, that's myself, and Philip Lane. And we're all located in the same general area. So if you have questions, come up to the LRC or call, and the phone numbers are here. Email addresses for each of us are also here. There's also a frequently asked questions page. And this is a new page. There's not a lot of entries in here, but as we come across things that need clarification, then you can, we are adding items, and you can come here for questions that are frequently asked. So like here it says, I'm having problems uploading assignments with Internet Explorer 8. You click on the link, and it comes here with some instructions about how to change your Internet Explorer 8 web browser to compatibility mode. And it's a real simple process, but there's various questions here, and like I said, we'll be continuing to add things as we keep getting these questions repeatedly. We'll start posting them out here. Okay, below that we have the Moodle information and support area. And we've got a link here. Once again, this is that link telling you, it says create an account, but it's really just telling you what your actual account username is and what the password is. And we encourage you to change that password after you log in the very first time. Also, there's information here about the Moodle orientation, and we'll look at the Moodle orientation here in a minute. The Moodle Help Desk, when we click on it, right now I'm the lead person for Moodle Help. Steve McLaughlin and Philip Lane are also providing Moodle Help. So typically if you have questions with Moodle, you would contact us directly and not necessarily the Learning Lab, but they are continuing to grow in their support for Moodle over there. Okay, once again, we have frequently asked questions from Moodle. And then we've got information on how to change your email address. Because when we create your account in Moodle, we put in a fake email address, and you'll need to update that to your real email address. We find that the email address of record within the student information system is not always the one that the students currently use. So we decided not to populate that email address into Moodle. Okay, let's go to create a Blackboard account. To create a Blackboard account, what you need to do is fill out the areas here under number 1, number 2. That's all you need to fill out. You don't need to fill out the additional information below, but you can put in things like your student ID number here at the first. That'll be useful. It helps us identify if there's duplicate names in the system, which one is actually your account. So actually you need to put in your first name, last name, and those both have red asterisks. Your email address, you're going to have to put your email address in. That's the only way your instructor has to contact you. It's not a required field here, but if you don't put information in there, you're not going to get announcements and information from your instructor. Once again, we encourage you to put your student ID number in, and then you'll need to pick a username and password. And then once you've entered those in and verified the password by typing again, come down here and hit submit. Now, if the password or the ID that you've created is unique, it's not existing in the system already, it will give you a confirmation that it's created your account, and then you'll be able to use that ID and password to log in to Blackboard. So let's look at the Blackboard login here. When we come in, we come to this login page, and once again, if you came here first, you could create an account by clicking on this link right here, but you'll use this user login to log into Blackboard. Now, this is one of the pages that you need to bookmark. This page is to our server in Washington, D.C. So if you come in and you can't get to the Logan homepage, if you go directly to this URL, you'll be able to get into the learning management system and into your courses. So it's definitely a good idea to bookmark this page. So then you go ahead, type in your username and password. Okay, now the first time you log into Blackboard, you're going to see something that looks very similar to this, except for you're going to have no courses under My Courses. This is going to be empty. And we get a lot of students who call us, they log in and say, the class I'm enrolled in is not showing up in Blackboard. Well, there's another step that you need to take, and it's on that PDF file, the basic information about Blackboard. And if you go through that process, you'll see what that step is, and we'll also look at it here. You also will probably not see a My Organization area, which is right here. Under My Announcements, you're going to see announcements that are in the classes that you're enrolled in. It'll show the last 7 days of announcements for all your courses. And then if you have any calendar items, they'll show up here. If you ever need to change your password, you click here on Personal Information, here in the Tools box. And Change Password is the second link here. If you need to update your email address, that would be here under Edit Personal Information. If we click here, we're going to go to that same screen we saw when we logged in or created our account. And to change your password, you just click on Change Password, type in your new password and verify it, and click Submit. And that's all you need to do to change your password. Okay. Now once you've gone in and created an account, you need to enroll in your courses. And to do that, you click on the Courses tab. There's 5 tabs here across the top. you're probably not going to see the community tab, and you'll definitely not see the system administrator tab. So you may only have these first two green tabs and then these three tabs, the library, netiquette, and help tab. Now, we need to click on the courses tab. And on the left, we're going to see all the courses that we're currently enrolled in, if we have any enrollments existing. And once you enroll in a course, it's going to stay in your list until that course becomes unavailable. And that would typically be shortly after finals, when the courses are turned off to prepare for the next semester. So once the instructor makes the course unavailable, it will disappear and you won't have to worry about it anymore. It will show up. Administrators can see your enrollment in there. You will just not show up in your list of courses. Now, on the right-hand side is the area we need to look at. This is the course catalog. And to go into the Blackboard orientation, that's one of the things we encourage all new users to do, is to take the Blackboard orientation, and you'd click on that, and then you're going to see a listing of courses, and there's only one in here, but this is the orientation, and you click on the enroll button. Now, if I did it, I would get an error because I'm the instructor for it, and so I can't re-enroll in it. But you would just click on the enroll button, and depending on the course, one of two things will happen. Either you'll be automatically put into the course, or you may have to wait for instructor approval. And what happens is when you click on the enroll button, it asks you if you really want to enroll. You say yes. It sends an email to the instructor. The instructor then takes that email, clicks on a link, and either accepts or denies your enrollment. And typically they'd only deny the enrollment because you don't show up on their class roster. A lot of students enroll in the wrong course sites by accident. So it's a way that instructors use to keep people from getting into the courses that really shouldn't be there. So once you click on the enroll button, typically you're going to be into that course, and the next time you click on the My Institution tab, then you would see that listed under My Courses. Now, so you basically want to go down through the entire catalog here and find all your classes. And then, so if we wanted to go into, say, biology, we're going to see a list of all the biology classes. Now, some of these are supplemental classes. You may see supplemental in the name. It's the classes that have the V1, V2, V3, or H1, H2 section numbers in the title that are the online classes. These other classes are face-to-face classes which use Blackboard as a supplement. Okay, let me go back here to the My Institution page. And once again, once you click on and get enrolled, those courses will appear here under My Courses. Now, let's go and look at the Blackboard orientation. Okay, under the Blackboard orientation, there's some announcements here. You want to read through those. But essentially what I want you to see are the assignments, or the course documents. These two buttons. If you click on Course Documents, you're going to see different information. One is Blackboard Orientation Introduction, and then, so that describes the course. Then you have topics like taking an exam or filling out a survey. When you click on those, you're going to get some videos or some documents, or maybe both, describing what the process is to complete a quiz or to take a survey on Blackboard. Now, under personal information, this tells you how to update your personal information. Discussion boards talks about how to use the discussion boards, and there's a couple things you need to do. Essentially, within the Blackboard orientation to complete it, you need to do 2 surveys, and those are information about preparedness for online, also about your access to technology. Then you post a message to the discussion forum introducing yourself to the class. That's a typical assignment you would do in an online class. Then you post a document to a discussion forum. Once again, that's often done in English classes where you post a copy of your paper. The other students can then read it and give comments on it. So you post a document to a discussion forum. And we request that you use either Microsoft Word 2003 format or the DOC extension on the file name, not Office 2007, because not everybody has Office 2007, but Office 2003 can be opened by many other programs, so we suggest use Office 2003 format. That use rich text format, and there's videos in here on how to save a file as a rich text format. Save it as a text file, or save it as a PDF file, and those types of files will be readable by almost every student. And then once you've done the 2 postings to discussion forums, you submit an assignment, and we recommend that you, once again, submit those in one of those 4 formats. It's described completely in the instructions on how you do that. There's also a video in here that is really good. It tells you how to complete the entire orientation in the least amount of time, the quickest way you can complete it. So that's a really good video to take a look at. And then under checking your grades, it shows you how to go into your grades. Now, when you do the surveys and complete those show up as completed automatically. The 2 discussion forum assignments have to be graded manually, and those typically during the first few weeks of classes are graded on at least once a day, often 2 times a day. And once those are graded, you'll see them checked off that you've completed them. Also, the assignment where you submit a document through an assignment tool, once again, that when you've submitted that, you get a red exclamation point showing that you've completed it. And then it's waiting to be graded. And that's typically what would happen in a class. We go in, as long as you've submitted in the right format, we'll give you credit for it, and it'll show up as a green check mark in your grades. You also have to have a valid email address and put in your student ID number as 2 other requirements. Those, once again, are graded manually. So the beginning part of the semester, you need to give us 24 hours or so to make sure we can get those all graded. And then the last thing you need to do is take a quiz. It's 20 questions, and you have to have a 92 or better on that quiz to pass. You can take it multiple times. There's been people take it, 15 times if they need to. Most people pass it on the first time or 2, and all the information you need to know to pass it is in these documents here in course documents. Once you've gone through this material, you go over to assignments, and this tells you all the things you need to do, and I've just covered those. You've got the online preparedness survey, technology survey, verify email address and student ID number, discussion forum introduction, the post an attachment to a discussion forum, submit a document assignment, and then complete your orientation exam. There's also an ORI 100 form that you need to sign and complete, and it tells you who to return that form to. And then once you've completed it, if your instructor requires this as part of the class, we give this instructor reports at the end of the first and second week of each semester. And then we submit your name to the Vice President's office, and you receive a half credit of college credit for free. There is no fee involved for that, but you get a half a credit for completing this orientation. Now, the requirements for this orientation are the same as the one for Moodle. The way you do the different types of activities are very similar, but they're a little different, and there's videos within Moodle describing how you go in and complete all those assignments. So I'm going to go ahead and close this window and go back to the online page, and I'm going to go into the Moodle orientation. Once again, like I said, if you're have a Moodle account, you'll come in and you'll see a block that says My Courses. I don't see that because I'm an administrator. I see all the courses. So I wouldn't have to go through this 2-step process to get in each time. I'd just be able to click on the orientation within the My Courses block. Now, within the Moodle orientation, we have the similar layout you saw on the first page. You're not going to see this big administration panel here. You're going to see a place that gives you access to your profile and to your grades. Those will be the two links that you have here, not all the ones that I have. And when you go into the classes, you're going to see a list of activities. Now in Moodle, anytime there's an activity available, an assignment or a discussion forum, if it's available for you to complete, there will be a link to the area where all assignments are. And if I click on, say, forums here, it's going to show me all the forums in the course that I have access to. Now I'm going to see all the ones in this one because I'm the administrator. There are really only 2 forums here plus the news forum, but it's showing me all of the ones that are actually there. So we have information here, like I said, the same tasks have to be complete on both orientations, and but the difference being, instead of having the links over to the right with folders, we have modules here. And we've got how to get started, information on taking the exam and surveys, and then also updating your personal information, and discussion boards, posting those documents to the discussion board, and then how to complete an assignment, and then taking a quiz. Now, one of the other differences, instead of having, when you log in, you've got that toolbar on the left side in Blackboard where you change your password and those kinds of things. In Moodle, anytime you see your name anywhere, like here it says you are logged in as Rick Burkett, your name would be there if you were logged in. You click on that link and it takes you to your profile page. And essentially here you've got your email address, tells what courses you're in. It also tells how long ago your first access to the system was. It tells you how recently you logged in. You've got a link here to change your password. You've got a place here to send via your messages. You've got a place here where you can edit your profile, and if you click on that, there's many more items that can be filled out here. This is much more like, say, Facebook or something like that, where you can go through and you can put all different kinds of information. Now, you don't have to put all that information in, but if you'd like to, it's here. There's a place here to put in your list of interest, and you can use that list of interest. You can click on them. They'll become hyperlinks in your profile. You can use those to find other people with the same interest. You can upload a picture of yourself, and then you can put in a description of yourself. And there's a number of other different settings here, which we have help support for through the various buttons up here. Also, you can click in here that you've got a blog built in where you can keep a blog if you like. You also have activity reports, and if you click on this, it's going to show you all the different things you have posted or submitted in Moodle by module and by course. So it's a really good way to go back and look at the things you have posted, the things you have submitted. It gives you great feedback on how well you're doing in your courses. So those are the basic differences between Blackboard and Moodle. And once again, we do have some other links here I didn't talk about, but if you click on the home button, this takes you back to the online portal. The online courses, this is going to provide a link out to the online courses which we saw previously, but it also gives a link of courses that are available in Moodle. So if your course is here, there's a link directly into that course. We have Moodle Help. If you click on that, it's going to provide you information on who to contact, and Blackboard Help. We saw these same links, but within any course, you'll be able to access these help links. You don't have to go back to the main page to access those. So basically, that is the introduction to online courses here at John A. Logan College.